Hello and welcome back to another video. In this problem, we're given the equation x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to 0. We're told if a is a solution to the equation and a is greater than 0, what is the value of a? So first, before we worry about a, we have to find the solutions. And you could just plug this into the quadratic formula, but a faster way to do it is to find the factors. So if you have a quadratic, highest exponent is a 2, trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms, then we can say, okay, this is x plus some number times x plus some other number, and this is going to be equal to 0. So what do we know about these numbers? Well, we know if we were to FOIL this back out, right, then we'd have x squared plus something times x plus another something times x. And then the last thing, right, doing the last function, first, outer, inner, last in FOIL, doing the last would be the number times the other number, and they have to multiply to this number right here, negative 12. So for two numbers to multiply to negative 12, one of them has to be positive and one of them has to be negative, right? Why is that? Well, if they're both positive and you're multiplying two positive numbers, the product is going to be positive. If they're both negative, the negatives cancel and the product is still going to be positive. For the product to be negative, it has to be one positive and one negative. So we have two numbers that need to multiply to 12. So what numbers can we do? Well, you can always have 1 and itself for factors. And then for 12, you also have 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. And that's it. What else do we know about these? So if we were, again, thinking about redistributing out, we would have the first number times x, right, plus the second number times x. So these numbers have to add to what number? Our final x term has to be 1. So if one of them is positive and one of them is negative, our options are 1 and negative 12, or negative 1 and 12, 2 and negative 6, or negative 2 and 6, and 3 and negative 4, and negative 3 and 4. And one of these all multiply to negative 12, right? 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, and so on. But only one of these is going to add to 1. Which one is that? Well, we can just do it out. 1 plus negative 12 is negative 11. Negative 1 plus 12 is positive 11. 2 plus negative 6 is negative 4. Negative 2 plus 6 is positive 4. 3 plus negative 4 is a negative 1. And then negative 3 plus 4 is equal to 1, right? And that last one is what we're looking for. So therefore, we know that our positive number is going to be 4, so x plus 4. And our negative number is going to be negative 3, so x minus 3. And now we can find our solutions of this equation. So if we have x plus 4 times x minus 3 is equal to 0, either x plus 4 has to be equal to 0, or x minus 3 has to be equal to 0. For two things to multiply to 0, one of them has to be 0, right? 6 times 0 equals 0. 0 times 4 equals 0. But if there's not a 0 somewhere in there, multiplying them together is never going to give you 0. So for x plus 4 to be equal to 0, if we solve for x here, x has to be equal to negative 4. And for x minus 3 to be equal to 0, if we solve for x here, we get x is equal to 0 plus 3 is 3. So our two solutions to this equation are negative 4 and 3. We're told that a is a solution to the equation, and a is greater than 0. What is the value of a? Well, if a is greater than 0, then negative 4 is not an option. And our only thing left is 3. The only solution that's positive, that's greater than 0, is 3. Therefore, a has to be equal to 3, and 3 is going to be your final answer. As always, thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.